Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. It's Kevin.
And it's Lori.
Guess who we are? We're perfecting the demo.
We are. And we are always perfecting our own demo, aren't we, Kevin?
We are. I'm always learning new things because you know what? Tonight, I think we can talk about this. So new samples for December open tomorrow, but we're doing the kickaroo tonight, right? So I'm doing my kickaroo with the West Coast because that's really where I'm from, right? You guys are kickarooing with your people, Jessica and Amy tonight, right? And there's going to be new products. That's all I'm going to say. So we always have to protect. We always have to perfect our demo because there's always new products, right, Lori? So
yes,
we have to learn how to talk about stuff. And that's what Lori and I are here for, because we want to give you the knowledge of how to talk about stuff, featured uses and benefits in perfecting the demo.
Right. And what we always do as month to month comes, we see the new really great stuff come, but we keep our focus in the month that we're in. We stay in the present. We're working for November, right? Because you want to make money in November. Who doesn't want to make money in November? I want to make money. So you keep your focus in November, but you can entice your customers, especially future hosts, on some of the things coming up in December. That I know that's how Kevin and I leverage things that are coming up. We look for parties and things like that, right? Hosts. But
correct.
You guys know that you can make an extra 5% commission this month through the 30th of November. If you know that, drop me either an emoji or a hand or something in the chat that you're watching right now. And if you're watching on replay, you can play along, right? We want you to hashtag replay. But if you know that, drop me something in the comments, because I really want to know who knows that, because we are November 14th. This kicked at the beginning of our month. So the secret to making an extra 5% is to sell our platinum products.
Lori, what is it? Wait, that's a new terminology. What is a platinum product?
Okay. Do you remember us referring to them as a kitchen hero?
Yes. Or diva products.
Yes. Or workhorses in the kitchen.
Correct.
Right.
Kitchen must-haves.
Kitchen must-have. We didn't rehearse this. We're just off the cuff. I'm thinking what else we used to call them.
So now we have a new terminology for them.
Platinum products.
So they're your pressure cooker, your grill, your stack cooker, your 4-in-1. I'm not missing it, right?
No, it is those
are
four.
Your platinum products.
Those are our platinum products. Now, if you joined us last month, we talked about the pressure cooker. Kevin got all the features and benefits, and he made a really great something in it.
I know. What did I make? I don't know. If you remember, put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. It was something that you were making. You did a training on it. It was good.
It was delicious. I just had leftover macaroni and cheese tonight for dinner that we made in the pressure cooker, you guys. So, and you know, the reason why, well, here's the other thing I don't think we mentioned. So, our platinum products are really our most expensive products besides our cookware, right, Lori? So, but there is a savings on those platinum products, correct, currently?
You can save 15%. Well, your customers can save 15%. You always shop at 25%, right? Yeah. And if you happen to see one of these bad boys in a sample where you can get 35%,
grab it.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if you can have more than one, that's great too. I mean, we have 2 grills, and Lori and I are going to talk about some of these and give you some ideas on how to, featured uses and benefits of these. But we have 2 grills because what was always happening, you guys, is I would take this out of the house to go do a show, and then Jeff would come home to make dinner and be like, "Where's the grill?" And I'm like, "Oh, I have it." So we really needed 2. So it's like dueling grills in our house sometimes. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that you would necessarily have to have more than one stack cooker, but I love that we have 2 grills. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Right.
We have 2 grills as well, for that reason. But you can, and a lot of, we have 2 grills too for demo purposes,
Yep.
right? If you can afford to have 2, then have 2, because if you've ever seen our cooking show or any of our demos that we do, you know, the magic of television, we have one already finished.
Swap out.
Yep. So it helps to have 2 products that way. I was kindly informed on Champion that you made apple strudel.
Thank you. That's what I made. You guys,
and it was delicious.
As Lori can assess, I'm not using that word. We do a lot, don't we, Lori? So to know what I did yesterday night is a miracle if I know what I did yesterday.
I do remember we did the pressure cooker.
Yes, the apple streusel. Yes, and also in the pressure cooker is that we talked about doing the cinnamon swirl apple dump delight cake in there too.
Yeah,
with the crusties. So that's a good recipe too. So, but here's what we're gonna do. So we want to talk really quickly, you guys, because we don't keep you here very long, about features, uses, and benefits of these platinum products. So, Lori, do you want me to start with the grill?
Yes, and just to recap, there are 4. Stack cooker, grill, pressure cooker, and 4-in-1.
Right. We talked about the pressure cooker last week.
So talked about the pressure cooker.
There's 3 that we're going to talk about. Okay. So first of all, you guys, here's what you always want to tell your customers. Why cooking in the microwave, right? Before Tupperware, I used my microwave to reheat yesterday's coffee and to make microwave popcorn. You know, literally, I never cooked in my microwave. Most people don't know that they can cook in the microwave. So that's why our products are the best on the market to be able to cook fast, easy meals in the microwave. Because first of all, it's meals in minutes. Write that down. I love that. Meals in minutes. You can set it and forget it. Right,
that's
Lori?
my favorite. That's my favorite.
My favorite. Set it and forget it, right? So you're not babysitting a skillet. You're not babysitting a stove. So, you know, you come home, you want to garden, you need to walk the dog, you need to do homework with the kids. You put everything in the microwave and the microwave shuts itself off, all right? Shuts itself off. So you're also saving energy, right? And in the summertime, you're not turning on the stove and the gas top and everything and heating up the house, right? So those are benefits of doing microwave cooking, right? And what's nice about our products too is a lot of people think that, you know, microwaving food makes it rubbery and nasty and stuff like that. So that is not the case with our products. All right, so let me talk really quickly about the grill, and then Lori's going to talk about the 4-in-1, and then we're both going to talk about the stack cooker.
And
right?
before you go forward, Kevin, the grill and the 4-in-1, Kevin is going to touch on why when you microwave cook, the microwaves cannot reach your food. These 2 products have this feature. So get your pen and paper out, because this is very important on how you can overcome the objection when someone says, oh, I don't cook in the microwave because I get rubber chicken. So go ahead.
Right. This is metal that goes into the microwave. All right. So this is a band that goes around here. So since it's a band, it will not arc. If you put a fork in the microwave, it's probably going to spark and arc. All right. Oh, spark and arc. I just rhymed. All right. So there's a metal susceptor here and a metal susceptor here, right? So when you put your food in the microwave, or when you put this in the microwave, those 2 metal susceptors heat up to like something like 450, 475 degrees. And they never get any hotter than that, you guys. It's smart cooking, all right? So because this is metal and these are metal, your food is only being cooked by thermal energy. Very, very important, all right? So microwaves are not touching your food. Very important to tell your customers, right? Okay, so there's 2 ways that this can work. This right now is in casserole position. Can you see that this is above the food, all right? If you turn it this way, the top susceptor now it drops down in. It's like, that's your grill position. So that is, you're grilling vegetables, potatoes. If you're grilling steaks or chops or anything like that, you want to be in the grill position. If you're doing casseroles or doing personal pizzas, then you want to be in this position because the heat from the top susceptor is radiating down. All right. This is a super, super non-stick surface, you guys. I hand wash my grill. I do not put it in the dishwasher, right? Hand wash this. Never go in here with any metal utensils, no knives, no whisks, no nothing, because you don't want to scratch or harm this surface, all right? But because this is so non-stick, you literally can go in here and with a paper towel, you can just wipe it. Nothing, even your most sugary desserts that you might cook in here, it just wipes completely clean, all right? So many great recipes that you can do in here, you guys. And like I said, you can use it in 2 positions. Casserole for like your baked ziti's and stuff, that's really good. Your blueberry crumbles, and then that's your grill position when you're actually grilling, all right? So you don't necessarily have to heat this up before you use it, but if you do heat it up, you need to put something in it. Usually it's a piece of bread. So if you want to preheat your grill, put a piece of bread in there. Either I usually put it in the grill position and then go in for 3 minutes. That's going to preheat your grill. All right. But more often than not, we don't preheat, right? But just what's important to know, you guys, is if you're doing batches of something and you've already put this in for 1 round of cooking and you go in for a second, less time in your microwave because this thing is going to be blazing hot. All right. So don't go with the same amount of time from a cold grill to a hot grill. You already have a hot grill, so watch your time. So that being said, I think when Loretta comes and stays with me, when she comes down for the craft shows and the fair and stuff, we would cook our asparagus and our salmon in here. So we would do our asparagus first, right? Take it out, right? Take the asparagus out, and then we would put our plank of salmon in there. So less time, you guys, because you're putting that salmon into a preheated grill. So just always be mindful of that. Never hit this with cooking spray. It's not necessary, right? You can use butter and oils. That's okay, but no Pam, none of that spray stuff, you guys. It's just not good for the product, all right? And I was told this early on too, is don't pre-salt your food because salt draws moisture. You can season your food like with garlic powder, onion powder, any of those kind of seasonings, but anything with salt, you want to salt after because you don't want to cause this to, draw moisture because then you're going to be steaming in here. You really want to keep it in like a grill situation, right, Lori?
Yes. One thing I wanted to do when you're doing a demo.
Go ahead, add.
Oh, okay. So when you're doing a demo, like Kevin said, if you want to take a piece of bread and preheat it to show how quickly it will do a grilled cheese, how quickly it will do a hot dog. I know Kevin's go-to simple demo at a party is a hot dog. You guys.
It is.
I mean, how simple is that? And people love to see how quickly it does a hot dog. So when Kevin was talking about the non-stick surface, what's good to do, this is what I do when I demo it. So say I'm doing a dip. I like to make Reuben dip. I love to make pizza dip, spinach artichoke. So you just take your rubber spatula and after it's cooked, when you want to show people how it is non-stick and how nothing sticks to it, just take your spatula and do this. You're going to see this surface right here, right? It's not going to stick. You're not going to have to go like this. If you don't have this grill, you're going to be amazed. So you want to show people why they want it and why they need it, right? This is a product that's perfect for a single person, for an empty nester couple. I sell a lot of these when I was doing in-home parties, one after another. It was usually like someone's grandma that had a microwave and liked to do her vegetables or her fish. Those are the people that love them. I mean, even busy families, but there's only so much room.
Correct.
But you can do batches. Like, even if you want to get it just for appetizers, you can have people over at your house and you can make a decent amount of dip in like 7 minutes. So enough to have 2 or 3 batches. And while you're drinking and having fun with your friends, make 2 or 3 batches of this in 7 minutes. You don't have to preheat your oven and put it in there. So there's many, many uses for this. This is probably our most used product. Ranks right up there with the pressure cooker. Our family uses the pressure cooker, even in the summer, because like Kevin said, you don't want to heat your house up. So we use our pressure cooker. And now is the time, you guys, we're coming in, if you live where we live in the Northeast, we're coming into fall, well, we're in fall, but we're coming into cold weather, into winter. So people think comfort food, right? Comfort food, stews, soups, one pot pastas and broccoli and beef and broccoli. So many great recipes for our platinum products. So grab these. Okay. You can get 25% off the 15% right now, you guys. Right? Yep. Your customers get 15, you get 25 off the 15. So, all right. Awesome. Anything else on the grill that you can think of, Kev?
Nope. Just a good piece to have.
Great piece. Okay. I'm going to talk about the 4-in-1. So if you're familiar with being in Tupperware for a while, we had back in the day a steamer. They took the steamer and they took, what else did they take? They still have the pasta maker, but they wanted to combine this to make this a 4-in-1. This
rice maker, rice and grains.
Right, the rice maker is gone. You could do grains in here. You could do pasta in here, and you can use this as a steamer, right? So the steaming function, I'll show you. There's a couple of different parts to this. Don't be scared. But as Kevin said, with the grill, this piece of metal that is surrounded by silicone will not grab the microwaves and cause an issue. If you had this in your hand right now, this is the colander, right? This is part of the 4-in-1, which is part of our old steamer, and the cover, right? These two pieces are heavy. These are metal encapsulated by plastic, okay? So it is protecting the metal so it doesn't spark and arc in your microwave, but what it also does is it deflects the microwaves. So this is your base. This is where you can put the water in if you're steaming, right? It's got a line around here where it'll show you where to fill your water, okay? So you can put water in there for steaming. You can cook your pasta just like a pasta maker, just like this. Put your pasta in, put your water in, put it in the microwave, and you can use it that way. And you can cook your rice and your greens in this, okay? But to use it as a steamer, which we do, you put your water in here, which is this is just plastic, right? Then you take your shielded colander and you set it inside. And this is where I normally put my chicken, my beef, my fish, my shrimp. If I'm just doing vegetables, I can put vegetables down there. Okay. So this is protecting the food that's in here. This is an added piece, which is another layer. If I was doing chicken down here, I might do mixed vegetables up top, or I might do green beans. Or you could flip it around. You could do your chicken or your shrimp or your fish up top, fill your basket with veggies. And as this cooks, this is going to flavor, and the drippings are going to drip down in. Okay. And then this is the cover. This is encapsulated metal. It's encapsulated by plastic. So the premise is it's protected from the top with this shielded cover and all the way around the bottom. Okay. All the way around. So what happens, your microwaves, if you're familiar with your microwave, the microwaves come from the top and the side. This deflects it, right? It doesn't permeate your food, and it redirects it down into the water, which makes this a true steamer. We are one of the only products on the market that is a true steamer, right? So if you're making chicken, it might take you 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But if you take these pieces off and you look at this water is going to be boiling because the microwave can't get to your chicken and make it rubber chicken. It can't get to your vegetables and make them taste like rubber because it's going to deflect the microwaves down into the water, heat the water, and the water comes through the holes in the bottom of the colander. And then it comes through the holes in this one. but it can't go anywhere because it's got this cover. So this is an amazing design on this product. This is the reason that no one is going to have anything in the microwave. Okay. People are amazed when you have this product and you demo this product, especially in person. You make a piece of chicken and they're like, I don't believe it. I mean, I remember a lot of our party hosts and party guests would say, you can't cook a piece of chicken in the microwave and have it taste good. You cook a piece of chicken in here in the microwave, it is going to be juicy. It's going to be tender, and people are amazed. So show people why they need this 4-in-1. It takes up less space, right? It just sits in the cupboard. Instead of having 4 different products, it's got this. So it's multi-use. You could use it all at the same time. And Kevin, I'm not going to claim this as my own tip because Kevin just gave it to me before that, which it's brilliant. When you make pasta in here, you're going to fill up your water. You're going to put your pasta in. So it's in the microwave and it's done cooking. Well, you want to strain it. Take this, set it on top of your pasta, and it can be your strainer. Been in Tupperware 8 years, didn't know that. Now I'll claim that as my own tip when I'm not in Kevin's presence, but isn't that great? Write that down, claim that as your own tip. You guys, it's a colander, right? It's a strainer.
Yep.
No more dumping it into anything, which is great. So thanks for that, Kevin. So this is so that's how we use it. We make eggs. Now, hard-boiled eggs. Go ahead, Kevin, talk about the hard-boiled eggs.
No, I was, if you were going to forget the hard-boiled eggs, I was going to say, and the hard-boiled eggs is the only way we make our hard-boiled eggs. Only way. It's just these 3 pieces. You don't need this piece, but you guys, it cannot be, and this has been the way that we do it. Now, maybe Kevin does it a little differently. No less than 10 eggs do I do at a time. I do not do 3 eggs. I do not do 1 egg. Sam I am. Isn't that a Dr. Sam I am or green eggs and ham? Do not do 1 or 2 eggs because it will become an egg missile and it will go off and you will think that someone shot you. The noise is deafening. I've had it's the weirdest thing. So just take it from us. 10 eggs, 10 minutes. In my microwave is the sweet spot. It works every time.
I do 12 eggs. So you fill it up with cold water. I do 12 eggs in here and I do up with 12 eggs to get them the way that I like them. We do 13 minutes for 12 eggs, but do not do less than 10. Do not, because eggs for some reason, and I don't know why, but they're very much missiles when they get very hot. My friend did it, not one of my customers. My friend did it. She bought the steamer and she did the egg. She was like, I could do an egg. That would be great. Yeah, she freaked out because she thought that her microwave had blown up. That's how loud that it was. And it was a hot mess too. She had to
and you have to use the metal part with the metal top. It only works because of that, because the eggs are protected by that metal and they're only being steamed. So do not just put the eggs in water in that pasta reservoir and try to do it that way. It doesn't work. It has to be done in the steamer basket.
Water in here, eggs in here, shielded cover in the microwave. If you do it this way, you do not have to worry. Do not worry that it's going to become an egg missile. It won't. But don't do less than 10. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And so that's our 4-in-1.
And I know that you mentioned the rice too, but just for us in our house, Jeff likes to cook his rice in a sauce pot. That's just how he likes to do it. So we don't use the rice maker feature in the 4-in-1. We've never even used just the regular rice maker, you guys, in our house. But I can say that people on my team use the rice maker and they use the 4-in-1 rice maker all the time. And that's the only way they make their rice. So that's part of the pasta maker 4-in-1 steamer thing, which is a selling point also, that, you know, you can use that one unit to do everything. So then you don't have to have a rice maker, you don't have to have a steamer, you don't have to have a pasta maker. They put everything in one so that you could just sell it as like a unit, right?
Right. And remember, because we're consultants, we get 25% off the 15% off price. So if you're watching this and you happen to be out of the system, meaning you haven't ordered in a while, you can come back for $15 and buy this 25% off the sale price, any of these products, right? And then you get all the other goodies that come along with putting in a first order. So remember that and talk to your ex-consultants or your ex-buyers. You know, if you've had people that have just come in to purchase for themselves, and you know, maybe someone loved the grill or someone loved the stack cooker and just never got it, then reach back out to them and let them know that it's on sale and how they can save money on it. So, okay, so that's our 4-in-1. So the last, we're going to kind of tag team stack cooker. I see it. Kevin's got it. I've got it. So go ahead, Kevin, and I'll fill in where.
Okay. So this product has been around for a really long time, you guys. I think my aunt had it either back in the 80s or the 90s, and it was like all beige. Do you remember that color, Lori? You couldn't see through it. It was opaque. It was beige, right? And I've seen it like in thrift stores and stuff, but the stack cooker has been around for a long time, and dyed-in-the-wool Tupperware ladies have talked about the stack cooker ever since the beginning of time, all right? So here are the components to it, all right? So first of all, here's your cover, which you can also use as a cooking device. You can do a brownie in here, all right? So not only is this the cover, but you can use this for cooking, all right? Then you have your colander. You see the little holes? All right, that's your colander. And then you have, and I'm not gonna remember the sizes. I'm just gonna say your small and your large casserole. There's sizes.
1 3/4, 3/4.
3/4, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So now both of your casseroles come with seals, right? So this is great in case you want to put this in the refrigerator or the freezer for later use, right? You don't want to put this in the microwave with the seal on because there's no ventilation in the top of this, but they do come with seals in the event that you want to put this in the refrigerator to store it until later, right? But it's called a stack cooker because everything stacks. Now, there are recipes where you can do something in each level of this. I personally have never used this as a complete stack cooker. That's just me. It's just the way that I cook in my house. So I use these things independent of each other more than anything else. Now, I know Lori and I talked about this before. This is the only way that I cook my ground beef. All right. So the thing that's great about this is that you put your ground beef in the colander and you either set it on top of the small or the large casserole. And then this is how you cook your ground beef, you guys, because what's happening is all the fat and all the nasty is draining into here. So you're not cooking your ground beef in its own grease, and because it's just not as healthy, right? And what's amazing when you do this demo for people, you guys, I'll usually take our small shaker. I will pour all of this nasty cast off into a shaker, and it's very impressive when you show what nasty came off the hamburger by cooking it that way, right, you guys? So, but not only your ground beef.
Can I interrupt 1 second for that? So I do the same thing. I put my ground meat in the 1 3/4 because it's just going to drip off. You don't need a lot of room, but that saves this bigger one, the 3/4. If you're taking your ground meat and mixing it with something, right? Yep. You don't grab a bowl. You can take your ground meat from your colander, put it in the 3/4, and add your other ingredients.
Yep. This is also a really good steamer, you guys. So if you got your cauliflower vegetable medley or broccoli or whatever, put your flowerets in here, just like maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of water in here, not a lot. You put your cover on. This is actually a good steamer. All right. So you can use it that way. I use both of these for melting cheese. If I'm doing like a buffalo chicken dip, right? I use it to melt my candy melts at the holiday time because I make drop candy. So I go to the craft store, I get the Wilton discs, either the white chocolate discs or the chocolate discs. I melt these in here. And when you're melting your chocolate, you go like 20 seconds, stir it. 20 seconds, stir it. You don't want to scorch your chocolate, right, you guys? But this is really great for melting chocolate. And then I add my ingredients, I give it a stir, and I drop it onto my little non-stick your silicones from Tupperware, right? And you can do your candies like that. You can do soups and stews in here. There's a great taco soup that you can do in here. So I do my ground beef, and then I cast off, put my ground beef in here, and then I add all the other ingredients for my taco soup, and you do your taco soup right in this, you guys.
You know what I love
else?
to do in mine? When Kevin was talking, so I do the same thing. I use it as a steamer. You can make mashed potatoes in here. You don't have to pull out a pot and peel your potatoes, cut them up. I do them right in here. You know how I do them? I put water in here. I put the colander in, and I wash the potatoes. I don't take the skin off. I wash the potatoes, and I put them in here, and I get as many in here as I can. They lay flat. You don't want to stack them. They lay flat. So I could do 5 or 6, depending on the size, maybe even a little bit more. Take the cover and cover it. Now, when these handles are matched up, and Kevin can talk more about that, it kind of keeps all the steam in, you know, when all of these are together like this, okay? But I cook the potatoes for about 15 minutes, right? They're steaming. And then I take them out, and if I can fork them, it's great. Now, if you don't have the best attachment to our master system like I have, some of you that have been in Tupperware a while have what we call the ricer. If you don't, it's amazing. And if it ever comes out as an attachment to the master system, get it. So what I do is I take my ricer and I take my potato with the skin and I put it in, and it's kind of like a juicer, and you push down on the master system. It pushes it through and rices it basically, because it is a ricer, but it takes the skin off. So when I'm done in here, I have a bunch of the inside of the potatoes. Then I add butter and milk and anything else, and I use our hand masher, and I mash it, and I have mashed potatoes in like 20 minutes with no fuss. It is just these products. If you don't have the ricer, that's okay. Just take a knife or even a potato peeler, and the skins are going to come right off, right? Make mashed potatoes in your stack cooker. That is a quick thing for me, instead of boiling them on the stove, because that's the old-fashioned ways that I used to do it. But stack cooker for mashed potatoes, one of my favorites.
Now, one of the things that we forgot to talk about is our cone. As you were talking, I remember our cone. So the cone goes in here, and this is good for making cakes, you guys. You need to use the cone when you're making your cakes, because it's the science of cooking cakes in the microwave, right? So I think there's so many, like 2 or 3 ingredient cakes, you guys, that you can do. I think it takes about 10 minutes in most microwaves. Really fast and easy to make a cake. You have to let it rest afterwards. It's been like 100 years since I made a cake at a party, but then it just pops right out of here, you guys, right? And then you pull this up out of your cake, and then you have a beautiful bundt cake. All right. Lori wanted me to talk about doing a chicken in here. So now you're not going to get roasty, toasty chicken in here, but when you do a chicken in here, what you do is you take the chicken and you kind of put this up its butt. So you plop your chicken down. He's obviously standing taller than this large casserole, right, you guys? But what I do is I season him really good, and I put paprika all over it. And that paprika really just brings the whole chicken to like a different color. It's really amazing. But then what I do is I take the smaller casserole and you dome it over him, all right? And then this goes into the microwave. Now, it depends on the power of your microwaves, but it takes almost 30 minutes for me to do like maybe a 3.5-pound chicken in here. It's been a while since I've done it, but it's really beautiful and it's really super impressive. And that's a fast way to do a chicken in the microwave.
And a really economical way, right? Cornish hens, I believe they're called, or little chicken.
Yep, you can do Cornish hens, yep.
They're not very expensive per pound. So if you want to make chicken salad or you want to have shredded chicken, go get a Cornish hen and spend little money and make it in there. When Kevin talks about cakes, it's been forever since I made cakes. I don't make cakes for ourselves because we will sit and eat cakes and we don't need them. But birthday month is a huge time to make cakes. And like Kevin said, you put the cone in there, and when you put it in the microwave, you use the cover underneath. So the microwaves are cooking the entire cake. So the cover never goes on it when you're making a cake, it goes under it, kind of like a pedestal. My favorite cake to make, and we've made it a bazillion times, pineapple upside down cake.
Oh, the best. Yes.
The best. You guys, it is a wow factor. You take it to a party and you want to do a quick, how about if the holidays are coming up, okay? Is pineapple upside down cake a holiday cake? No, but you go and you're like, come on, get your friends together. Let's do coffee and cake. You do a pineapple upside down cake in this, and it is done in 15, 20 minutes. If that, I don't know. I have to look at the recipe. Not very long at all.
Right.
And you take the cone out, you flip it over. Oh my gosh. You flip it over on top, and this is used as your platter, and everything on the bottom becomes the top. People are going to love it.
It's delicious.
You could do that. You could spend a half an hour with your neighbors. Get your neighbors together, right? Show them the book. Show them the sales. Make them a cake in our stack cooker. And if you want to do it this month, they can get this for 15% off. So I just gave you
You
that
know,
an idea.
Lori, if I remember correctly, it's been years since I've done this too. I think there's like an apple or a peach crumble that you can do in the lid of this. Did you ever do that recipe?
I never did, but I think you're right.
It's been years, and now I'm like, am I misspeaking? But I think so. It's not a lot of ingredients, you guys, but you do like and I think it's as simple as doing like, a cherry pie, a can of cherry pie mix or apple pie mix. I'm out of the can is what I'm trying to say. And then you do the crumble topping, and then this is all you're using. You're just putting this into the microwave, you guys, and it's making delicious dessert. And I think there's a brownie recipe that you can do just in the cover of this too. And here's what I was going to say, you guys, because I know you're all going to be like, where do I find those recipes? So what I do, you guys, if it's not a recipe that I use all the time, I go to the Facebook group, the My Tupperware Recipes group, you guys, and I search for the product that I'm looking to do a recipe in. And it's a plethora of things that you can find on there. So you're like, well, where do you suppose that recipe is that Kevin and Lori talked about for that stack cooker? Go to that group and then just start scrolling through all the recipes that are there for the stack cooker, and you're going to find that and more.
Exactly. My Tupperware Recipes is run by the same lady who runs My Tupperware Brochures and Catalogs and Brochures, I think it's called. If you're part of Champion, we have customer groups. It is called Champion Stack Cooker something or other. I will ask your upline, or if I remember, I will post one in the Champion group. But they're customer groups, and you can add your customers to the groups for all the recipes that are posted there after they buy the product, right? They're on Facebook, maybe. You can add them, or if they're thinking about the product, if they're like, gosh, I don't know what I would make, add them to the group. It is all a customer group. And we also encourage you, as you're using your products and you're trying different recipes, take pictures. Help our customers see the value in these products. So take pictures of your Reuben dip, or your cone chicken, or your taco soup, and post them in our customer groups with the recipe. And say how great it is and how long it took, start the engagement. But I think they're just called Champion Master System Group, Champion Stack Cooker Group.
I think you're right. I think it starts with Champion. And it's, Champion Pressure Cooker.
Yeah. So many different ideas, right? I hope we've given you a few. We hope that you have taken away some key phrases. We always want you to make your demo your own, right? Don't try to be Kevin. No one can be Kevin.
No one can be Lori. No one can be Lori.
So just take a little bits and pieces of what you watch us do each month and make it your own and have fun with it. Even if you're doing virtual, go virtual and have fun with the product, right? You guys are watching us. I don't think anyone told you you had to watch us. You're watching us because you're at home. Maybe you're, having a cup of coffee. But you're probably waiting for Hot Topics to start. So we better wrap it up.
We need to jump off.
But
here's the thing. Don't be afraid of these products, you guys. I sell these products to a lot of my customers, and then I'll see them months later at, their girlfriend's party. And I'll be like, oh my God, Lori, how are you loving that pressure cooker? And they're like, oh, I'm not using it. Oh my gosh, that drives me insane, you guys. So we have to follow up with those people that buy these platinum products and make sure that they're using them. And if they're not, we need to help them, because I send them messages from that Facebook group. I'm like, try this one, try this one, try this one. Because if we're afraid of these things, our customers are not going to use them, you guys.
No.
So you need to experiment and play with these, you guys. Try the recipes, fail at home with the family and the kids and the husbands and the wives. We're going to make a mistake. That's okay. Right. And feed them the mistakes. And then we get better. And then when we go out to do our parties, then that's because I'm telling you that I would never go cook a chicken at someone's house if I didn't know that they had the right microwave, because that could be just a disaster.
Or taking your microwave product to a host house, not asking her if she had a microwave. Not gonna work. I just want to tell you really quick, it brought me a funny story. When Dwayne and I started our business 8 years ago, we started with family, and he has a cousin who, I don't know, she probably has the same socks from third grade, and she's 40. So she doesn't upgrade her stuff a lot. So we go with our stack cooker and we go over to her house, and she has this little bitty tiny little microwave, like a little dollhouse microwave. Like I saw it, and thank goodness it was family. And I was like, what the heck kind of microwave is that? But it just fit in there. Just fit, like there was nothing. Like I think we had to take the thing out that made it rotate, because there was not enough room for it to rotate. So just check with your host that they A, have a microwave, and B, that it doesn't fit into a dollhouse, because nobody wants to do that, because that will send you into a tizzy. That will get you all riled up, and then you're not going to even know what company you're trying to represent. So just first before you go. But just know that if something does happen, everybody wants to see you be yourself, right?
Oh my gosh, my phone just said low battery. I forgot to plug my phone in.
See, now that could happen during a party demo, and he'd be like, okay, nice.
And I got to do another Zoom after this, so I got to go get my power
you better get a cord. All right, guys. Hope you liked what you saw tonight. Drop us some comments. If you're watching on replay, #replay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
See you next month. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.